Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to get started here in just a little bit. So if you want to go grab some water, I usually start about 3 minutes after just to let everybody join. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brittany Franson. I'm Field Marketing Specialist here in the East Bay. Today, we're going to be going over Prospect Square, specifically the marketing reports that are available for you in there to share and email out. Just a quick reminder, if you wouldn't mind, please do mute your microphones as we go along. If you do have questions, though, feel free to raise a hand. I'll call on you. We can answer any questions or go through a demo or whatever we need to again. Otherwise, feel free to use the chat. I will monitor that as we go along. And of course, I am recording this session. So if you need to hop off for some reason, I'll go ahead and email that out to you with the recap. If you are joining as a guest today, though, and you don't see your name on your ID or your avatar on this Teams call, please go ahead and put your first and last name into the meeting chat so that I can make sure to include you on the recap. So today, today's class is mainly a demo class, and I'm sorry for my tap dancing dog in the background there. Everybody, she'll lay down here. Today, I'm going to actually show you and demo all of the following. So we're going to go in. We're going to learn how to update our profile, make sure that everything is coming through and our signature is populating correctly. We're going to talk about the area quarterly reports, how you can share those to social media. We're going to create a market report, and then we're going to customize the reports. And I'm going to give you a real fun last little pick on how you can add some of those reports to your InTouch websites. So with that, let's go ahead and get started here today. I'm gonna just pop up my screen. If you guys saw me unshare and then share again, it's because I closed everything on myself, so I apologize for that. You should be able to locate Prospect Square on desk. If you don't see it on desk, go ahead and just hit add apps and then type in Prospect Square. You'll be able to find it. When you go to add apps, they are in alphabetical order, so it makes it pretty easy for you to locate that. Once you get in, just click into Prospect Square and it'll take you to your home page. Now, first up on today's demo is we want to make sure that anything we're sending out, anything client facing, has your correct contact information, has consistent contact information with anything else they might see online. And so what the first thing you need to do, and this is pretty much across the board, I would give this advice to you guys for any of your profiles anywhere, is to make sure you go in and check out your profile information. Now, most of this information is going to feed directly from Trident, which is what we use to onboard new licensees. That feeds into what's called CB Homes Admin, and from CB Homes Admin is where we syndicate all of the information onto the web. So the syndication here could be correct, but you may have a nickname that you'd prefer, or you have a preferred email that you want to put in here. This all needs to be completed. You do want to go ahead and put in your agent preferred website and validate that. Phone numbers should be entered in here and the type of phone that it is. You want to make sure that any of your social media links are on here and connected. If you want to pop in the office address, it's going to automatically, but say you're part of 2 offices, or you are part of the Pleasanton office and you mainly work out of the Walnut Creek office, you can go ahead and add that address in here. And then if you want to add your bio in, it's not super important at this point in time for this platform, but you can just populate your bio right in there. If you have preferred languages, you can add that. If you speak multiple languages, you can add that here. Your certain designations and certifications aren't going to feed automatically in. So if you have your SRES or your SRS, you can pop those in here. And then if you add new clients into or contacts into Prospect Square, do you want them all opted into Clients for Life? And you can indicate yes here. Once you've done that, go ahead and hit save and close. Hit OK, and you have completed your profile setup. And that verifies that all of the fields on any of the emails that come out from Prospect Square have your correct information, not only for the reports that we're going to go over today, but also for our Clients for Life campaign. Now I'm going to pause, and I hate to do this to everybody. I'm just going to pause for one quick second. I'm going to kick my dog out of here. She usually sleeps. She's not sleeping, so give me just a moment. Again, super sorry about that interruption, everybody. All right, so next up, I'm going to show you guys how to add a contact. Real easy. It's pretty much the same as any CRM that you've used in the past. You can come in, you can import a list. The Prospect Square platform is super simple to import a list. You can even import a list that may have 1 or 2 duplicates on it, because you can indicate that you don't want to duplicate any of those contacts. It's a real simple process, but you always have your sales support administrators and your field marketing specialists available to do that for you on your behalf. And because I'm not talking about Clients for Life today, I would probably encourage you to do that so they can make sure all of the settings are set up in the background. But if you wanted to just say add 1 contact to get a report out to, or just pop into new, add that new contact, first and last name, and then either email or phone number are required to create a contact in here. You can put in a lot of different information though. This isn't really where I would say all of that information is necessary, because this isn't your CRM. It's just a platform that we send out our Clients for Life and market reports through. So to make it quick and easy for you, just first name, last name, cell phone number, and their email address, and you're ready to rock and roll. Just hit save and close, and you have that contact ready to do a report for. So there are 3 different types of reports that we have in Prospect Square. There's the area, market, and quarterly report. The quarterly report and the area report are created on your behalf. The quarterly report is going to be by county and of course available every quarter. It's available to you the 15th of the month following that quarter. So if it was second quarter, it'd be available for you July 15th. You have you're going to have access to all the counties in your surrounding area. However, if you are maybe an agent who works here and maybe in Sac Tahoe and you're not seeing that report, we can request to have those counties added to your account. So just, again, tie your field marketing specialist into that and we'll put in a ticket to have IT and product add those for you. So from here, I can do a couple of things. I can just check out the Alameda County report. And this gives me the ability to print it, to share it, to share it directly to Facebook. You have all of the great information for that county. What I really like about the quarterly reports is that at the very bottom, it drops into links for all of the area reports. So for each of the cities in the surrounding area. So this is something that I usually use on when we go into adding it to your website. These links from this are always going to stay live. So no matter when somebody clicks on a link to view your quarterly or your area reports, they're going to get the most up-to-date information. So just giving you guys a little sample of that. If you wanted to share it to social media or a different platform than Facebook, you can pop into the little share icon to the right of the link, and you can see quite a few different platforms that you can share to directly through here. And then this is your live link. So if you wanted to use this, you wanted to put it into your email signature. If you wanted to use it, again, when we go over how to put it onto your website, these are the live links that you can grab here. If you want somebody to receive the quarterly report on a quarterly basis, you just pop over to Browse, hit New. You give the report a name. And if you go hover over the little question mark icons, you'll see where that's going to show up. The report name is only for your benefit, so we could say Alameda. We want to add in our contacts, and you can click on Browse, or you can add a new contact directly from there. So if you wanted to send this to Abby, click OK. And then the market area. So this is where we choose which one of those counties we want to send to the specific person. We can choose multiples as well. Or no, you can't. Excuse me. You can choose Alameda County and then click OK. Do you want to be copied on this report? Most of the times I would say yes, you want to be copied on the report because you want to see anything that you are delivering to your contacts. However, if you add a lot of different people onto this email, you may want to toggle to no and then just add yourself as a contact receiving it, because how many contacts you are adding is how many CCs you'll be on. So I made the mistake. I always tell this joke is I was the sales support administrator in the Pleasanton office. Thought it'd be a really great idea to send this report out to all of the agents. Got to work and had 76 emails of the market report in my inbox. So not so much fun when you're doing big groups in here, but if you do have a big group, go ahead and just opt into no and then put yourself as a receiving contact. Do you want the report enabled? Which means, do I want them to continuously receive this report every quarter? And generally we're going to be on yes, so that they keep receiving this report. And then I have the ability to change the email subject line, the initial subject line. So it's the first time they receive it, and then every time they receive it thereafter. Hit preview always to take a look at what we've got sending out to them. Looks really great. Got our contact information in there. And just scroll through, make sure it's looking good. And then hit save and send. And that will be sent out. Now, when you save and send, it's sent out within the first 15 minutes. And then it's then subsequently sent out the 15th of every month that follows the quarter. So that is quarterly reports. I'm going to pause and just check the comments here for a second and see if we So should I automatically have these counties under my quarterly reports? It's empty for me. Okay, very good question, because it is a little bit, not, I wouldn't say hidden, but it's not right off the bat, like this is where you should click. So if you go to the preview and share section here at the top, that's where you're going to be able to see the different counties you have available to you. Browse is where you're going to start creating those reoccurring reports that are sent out to your contacts. So once you actually set one up, you'll see them all listed on this page. I hope that answered your question. Any other questions on quarterly reports? Awesome, cool. All right. Area reports, almost exactly the same thing. Again, these area reports though are by city, and they are by are monthly, available updates monthly for you. Now it does break it down. So we have like city, but we have just condo townhouse. We have, you know, single family homes. They break it into a couple different ones. So if you're thinking you just want to do a monthly and you want it for the whole city, you can come in and take a look at all of the different ones available to you. If you wanted to search for something specific, so like an area name, I could type in, for instance, Livermore here, where I'm at, and hit search. And I spelt it wrong. I apologize for that. And I still spelled it wrong. Brittany. Okay. Search. And now I have the different reports available for the Livermore city. So I've got all of Livermore, condos and townhouses, and single family homes. Exact same thing here. I can share it to social. I can download and print a PDF if I want to include it in, say, a presentation that I'm going on. If I want to email it out, I can email it out on a monthly basis. Same exact process as we went through with the quarterly reports and everything here. Save and preview, save and send, and you've got an area report going out. So since I didn't have any questions for the quarterly, I'll go into our market report because area is pretty much the same. Now, market reports is the fun one. This is where we don't have like a preview and browse. This is where we go in and we really deep dive into, say, our farms or our neighborhoods or certain area that we want to have information sent to our contacts for. So I'm going to hit on new, and we're going to create all of that criteria. Now your name is going to be just a name for you. So this is an internal name, and I'm going to just go with Livermore Homes. Now I can either click into the criteria box or click edit to be taken to our either map search or our radius search. Now you can do a radius search. I found that this is a little bit more difficult than doing a map search, especially since we usually know where our boundaries are going to lie with our farms and such. So I'm going to toggle over to map search. And you're going to notice that I have berries here, which is actually up north, and MLS up north. So I'm going to toggle to Bridge MLS and make sure I've got the right feed. And then I'm going to minimize the search criteria. And first we're going to just roll into finding the territory that we want to look in. Now, if you hold down Control and scroll, you'll be able to scroll into where you're searching for. I'm just going to go a little bit further in here. And got my neighborhood. And then I have the choice of doing just a rectangle search, a circle search, sort of like a radius search, or a polygon. The polygon's pretty easy to use, so I'm going to choose that. And I'm going to go down here from the high school all the way to East Avenue, up here to Hillcrest, and down back to where I started. Now I do have a name for this, so I'm just going to go ahead and put in Jensen Tract. Okay, cool. So now I've got my entire neighborhood, my farm that I'd like to get the market report for. I'm going to now open up that drop-down menu again, and I'm going to go into what my criteria is. Now, what we're doing is we're trying to search for as many listings as we can to include in this report. However, If I have less than 5 that show up or more than 200 properties in whatever my criteria is, I'm going to get an error message. So first thing I want to do is I'm not really particular about carrying what's off market right now. I'm going to go active and say back for the last 60 days. I want the solds for the last 60 days and the pendings in the last 60 days. I don't need to put in anything into list price because we really just want to generally look at everything, but I do need to put in property type, and that's going to be R for residential. And then if you want to include, say you're looking specifically in some sort of region of, 3 beds, 3 beds, 2 bathrooms sort of thing, you can go ahead and put that information in there. Once you've completed that, hit OK. And if I have less than 5 or more than 200, I would have gotten an error message and had to go in and probably played around with the duration of how long or how far back I'm going with the information, or making it shorter if I have more than 200 properties. So that's going to be your easiest way to rectify that error message. But once you do, you can save it. Next up, we add our contacts. So we're just going to browse here and add a contact. You can add multiple contacts. You can add everybody if you'd like to. You can give it a display title. Now, again, if you hover over the little question mark, it's going to show you where that's going to show up in the report. So we're going to give this a title of in your neighborhood. Email frequency. How often do I want them to receive this report? Now, this isn't necessarily what you want to use for a listing alert. I encourage you to use the listing alerts available in InTouch. So this is going to be for more of your sellers, more of your investors. It definitely could be for buyers, but we're probably not going to be sending it to them on a daily basis in this one. So once a week, every 2 weeks, it's probably a cool little touch with great information for your client. This is going to be for a seller. Now, why is it in why do we have to choose what type of consumer it is? With the message that's in the email, each of the different consumer types has a different message. And I'm going to show you where you can go in and customize that in just a moment. Copy agent on report. Again, if you're sending it to multiple people, just add yourself as a contact. Don't CC yourself. Maximum number of listings. I think 100 is a lot of listings, so we're just going to top her off at 25. Do we want to hide the automated market value? So this is for those pendings and ones that are on the market. And we're going to go ahead and just say yeah, because they can go and look up that information for themselves. Report expiration. Now I hear 2 different sides of the story with this, but I do think that it's a good idea to set yourself up with a report expiration date. The reason behind that is you want this market report to show the data and information to portray the message that you want to get to your potential sellers or investors. And the market changes. So if you set yourself with an expiration date, you'll get notified that that expiration date is coming up. And then you can go in and make any edits to the criteria that you need to at that point in time. So maybe a year or 2 out for these. Initial email subject line. So first email they get, every email thereafter. And then if you want to, you can put in a tiny little introduction here that drops at the end of your message right before your signature. Once you've completed all of those steps, hit preview and take a look at it. And if you wanted to, you can share this on social media right here. You can convert it to a PDF and print it off. And then it's also got a contact and forward option for the people receiving this via email. And you can take a look. The market report is awesome. It's going to give you all of the data that we wanted to see that we set in our criteria. For the last 60 days, it's going to go into our averages here and our highs and lows in that neighborhood. And then you get these awesome graphs that talk about the trend in the market, the days on market and how that's varying. And just as a side note to you guys, in the recap that I'm sending out to you, there's actually for each and every one of these different graphs and data points, there is a definition that I'll send over to you guys. So if you're wondering what a specific graph is trying to measure and show, the definitions will be there in the email recap to you. Now, what's awesome about this though is when this lands in someone's email box, they get to go in and actually take a look at the inventory and the different pictures that are on there. So if they wanted to view property details, they can click on this. They get a PDF version of it. If they click on the link to the actual listing and then click into the pictures, they can look at all of the different pictures for this listing. And then at the bottom of this report, they can click to unsubscribe, and that comes out with any of the ones. Of course, we don't want them to, but if you ever receive like an email saying, hey, take me off your list, you can let them know to just unsubscribe at the bottom there. Once you've previewed it, you liked it, maybe you've already shared it to your social media, you can hit save and send, and it'll be emailed out to them within 5 minutes, and then at the frequency you set them on. Any questions with the market reports? Oh, I got a hand up, Mark or Kathy, either one.
Okay to go, unmute.
Yep, I can hear you.
Great. So I live in Sausalito. I definitely do reports for that. We don't have 5 multi-units available half the time, so I can't send a new report to a client who's new. I can to old clients because you have this minimum through Prospect Square. You see the problem there? And by the way,
I mean, I do. At 1 to 4 is residential, and that's, you know, that's what Coldwell Banker's focused on. If you're commercial with Coldwell Banker, I'm sure we have different platforms with them, and I could probably put you in touch with someone that might be able to help you out with that, Mark.
that's not a good answer. I'm sorry. And then, by the way, the single family reports are wrong, and so are the condos. They don't report what's actually out there. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the MLS changed, and now we're pulling feeds from other places. So I can show you monthly, and I send it to my marketing person monthly, asking when this is going to be fixed, because they're not even close. You pull what's on the MLS.
Yeah, there has been some issues since the NorCal Alliance, and that poses problems not just here but throughout any of the platforms that are having that feed come in. Mark, what's your last name though?
Rushford.
Rushford, I'm sorry?
Right, that's it.
And you said you're out of Sausalito?
Correct. Well, Mill Valley office, but I mean, I do a lot of reports in Sausalito, and they haven't been right since the MLS changed, but at the same time, we have this limitation. And 1 to 4 units isn't what shows when you put single family homes into the market report. You don't get multi-units. That's not an option. You get single family, you get multi. And so, yeah, 1 to 4 is what we do on contracts, but it does not translate to Prospect Square.
I'm just gonna, real quick, I'm gonna hop back in here and see what it is. So you're doing commercial multi-units 5+. This isn't pulling info for you, is that correct?
No. Just doing, let's see, residential income, I guess, is what you would pick right there. I'm not doing commercial. Okay.
Well, I don't want to change this one, and I hear you loud and clear with the issues with the feed. That is something that we're aware of and desperately trying to fix. Anytime, I would say, Mark, when you run into and you know actually here's what's on the MLS and here's what's pulling in, that's excellent data for us to be able to show our product team so that they can actually locate the issues. But let me circle back with you after today's class and we can have a little bit more of a conversation, and that way I can get some people working on this for you to rectify those issues.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yep. All right, Kathy, I see your hand up.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. So I have an agent who loves this product and has had a lot of success with running it in different neighborhoods. But the one caveat that we run into is when we're sending it to groups or to a group that, let's say, has maybe 750 contacts, we're having to click each page to make sure that it picks up the entire group list. Are we getting something wrong when we're doing that?
No, you are not.
Okay.
And that's actually, I run into that issue a lot with the Clients for Life. So say we import, 200, 300, 400 different clients into contacts. Well, it only shows 50 per page. And so if you add them all into your primary sphere, thinking you've added everyone, a lot of times you've just added those first 50.
Okay.
But that's actually a really great point, Kathy, and something that we also need to bring to the table and bring to products and have them get that fixed for us.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem. Like a select all that was clearly there for everyone.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Select all, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
No problem. We love getting that feedback. That's how we make these products better for you. We build these out for agents, not for ourselves. So when we hear that, we hear the frustration, we definitely want to get that fixed for you guys. So thank you for those. Any other questions or anything else that we'd like to bring up for market reports?
Brittany, it's me again.
Hi.
Can you just go over that map, the way that you outlined that quadrant, because that was so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just hop in. We'll do a new one here real quick. Probably should have left it open. So if you hop over to the map here, of course, we want to, again, choose the correct MLS for that area. And then I'm just going to click the minimize here, and I'm going to just go over to where I know my area is. And then if I hold down Control and scroll in, that's going to be the easiest way for you to scroll in to get to the area that you want to highlight. And then over here in the right-hand corner, again, you have the square or rectangle option, the circle, and you have the polygon. If you click on polygon, all you need to do is click and drag, and you don't need to hold down. Just click, 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 and then close your area or your polygon. Type in the name. Okay. And then you've got just that territory that's there.
Super. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Any other questions? Good stuff. I love the engagement, everybody. Appreciate it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of here, and we're going to do two more things. First thing, I just want to go into our report settings. So if you wanted to swap out the photo that you're sending out with one of these reports, or the message that comes out with one of these reports, you can do that. All you need to do is click on New. Maybe say you had your own banner image or something that was branded with your information. You can add a new cover image here, and this is for each one by their different report. So our area report, different message, and you can customize the message for your initial email and your follow-up emails. Now, do keep in mind that this is going to be sent out for any of the area reports you set people up on. So you do want to keep it really generic, kind of across the board, but you can personalize the message and personalize the image that goes out with your different reports. Okay, and you can easily just area, market, and quarterly here at the top. Once you've done that, just hit save and close, and it'll save those settings for your contacts. The next step is our analytics page. You can take a look at any of the reports that you've been sending out and kind of what your open rate, click-through rate has been. I don't think he's got any others, but you can take a look at how many have been opened and how many have been sent here. All right. And last step for today's class, we're going to go over back to our reports. And remember when I brought up the quarterly report and liking the quarterly report, because at the end it does include the area reports for that county. Bear with me, I'm just going to mute everybody real quick. Okay. And then what I like to do when agents want to include the reports on their websites is come in, grab the report link, that live link. So say I want to add Alameda County report. I'm just going to copy that link. Now, for some reason in InTouch, in our website maintenance here, that doesn't like the links. They're too long and they have phrases that InTouch doesn't recognize. So in order to do this, there's a little easy trick as we go over to Bitly. Bitly will shorten really long links for you and do it for free. So all you need to do is go to bitly.com, and don't worry about writing that down. It's going to be in the recap I send over to you guys. You can just click on that and go ahead and save it as a bookmark for yourself. But I pop in that link that I got from Prospect Square, hit shorten, copy that, and then I'm going to come back over to my pages section of my website, and I'm going to go to add here at the top, and then I want to choose link, and then I just put that link right in there. Type in Alameda County report. If you're going to do multiples, I would do something where I already have this in there, so we'll just do Alameda for now. Hit save. And now what I get is just a tab on my website that's going to link directly to that report. A lot of the times, if we want to add multiple counties, you can add real estate reports as just a tab. So that's just a menu item on here. So instead of page or link, go to menu item, create, market reports, hit save, which will populate as this here. And then you can add Alameda, Contra Costa, San Francisco, however many reports you want as just links. Once you've added it as a link to create a sub-tab, you just need to drag and drop it into where you'd like it to land. And then on the website, what it will appear as is real estate reports. This isn't a clickable link here at the top because it's just a menu item, but these two will take you directly to the report for that individual. Okay. So again, just copy the URL from Prospect Square, pop it into Bitly, and then come back into Market Leader and create your linked page. Any questions with that? Go back into the chat here, see if we've got something in there.
I have a question. Will it automatically update every month, or do you have to do that every month with a new link?
That's a very good question. So yes, it will that link. You'll never have to go back in and put a new link in there as long as you're using the links for your quarterly or area reports. So area report will automatically update, and you don't need to grab a new link. Like, for instance, for Sean's website here, I probably put this on there for him 2 years ago or so. And it's still Q2 2021 for him because that's the latest data that we have at this point.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent question. Yep. I'm seeing something here. Is the team aware that the blue dot on the map is lighter blue than the key? If you can unmute and kind of elaborate on that question, I'd love to be able to answer.
I added a picture too. I don't know if it came through, but the map has the for sale data, pending data, and sold data. And the colors are green, dark blue, and red on the key. But then on the map, it's green, light blue, and red. And it's a much different color.
Okay, let's take a look at that because that is another thing I can just send right over today to product. So it's not, yeah, it's this one right here. So this is here. Sold data. Okay, so we need to update this to either match that or vice versa. And then our pending data is still green. Okay, that's good to know.
Oh, that's interesting. That one actually looks very different than mine. The pending data is a lot darker blue.
Than the one you're looking at right now?
Than on the one that you've got up.
Okay. I'll do a couple spot checks and I'll send in some screenshots to the product team. It should match no matter what. So that shouldn't be a hard thing to do.
Okay, and then I had another question. You were just on, Market Leader? I missed how you got there.
Oh, yes. Excuse me. Sorry. I went a little quick. So desk to InTouch, and that's going to be your InTouch website. And then I just went to edit website, and that's where you can make any edits you want to your website.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and if you haven't had a meeting with your field marketing specialist or your SSA to go over your website, I'd highly encourage you to do it, because we can help you out with that in just a matter of a meeting or two to getting it set up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we're having some support team troubles with different illnesses and such, but I'm trying.
Well, if it's the fact that somebody's out, and you can always email me. I'll get you on my schedule.
Cool, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Any other questions, everybody? This has been a fantastic class. I really appreciate it. Okay, Greg, you have a question?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
This goes back to Kathy's question regarding the clicking all the names in the market report to make sure that you got all your people.
Yes.
When you send out the report, say for example, I have a neighborhood that's got over 400 people, 400 email addresses in it.
Right.
And there's no way I can confirm that all of them went out without going page by page by page. It'd be nice to get a summary of that.
So that would be what you would get after you get your data, your analytics. So after you'd sent out your first one, you can come into your analytics section, and it should show how many went out and how many the open rate was. Again, he doesn't have any, he had market reports set up though in here. That is one way to go about it. The other is, so when you do set up your report on the market report, let's just, let me watch. So if you go through and you're adding your contacts and you want to browse and you want to just add everybody from that specific group, you hit search, and it's going to give you all your different groups here. You just want to highlight the group. So say we want to do the entire primary sphere and do a count for that. That's going to be 106. So search all of those. And then at the top, just hit all, go to the next page, hit the first name line here, all, and then again, third here, and hit OK. And it will add all of those 106 recipients that I know are in my primary sphere.
Yeah, that works fine for one neighborhood, but when you're sending out multiple neighborhoods at one time, it doesn't work so well. You got to go kind of page by page.
You know, if it was multiple neighborhoods, though, I might keep it as different reports. Like set up, say you have like 3 different farms that you want to send to, I would have one for each farm, and have a group.
I do.
Okay.
But they all go out around the same time.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly the route I would have taken with it. I know it's not the most convenient, but I will definitely bring that up to the team. The other thing I think would be great is if you didn't have to start up a whole new report to add people to that same report. So that is something as well that I think should be adjusted.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys. Well, keep in mind that that Prospect Square is is a work in progress for us. It is a Cobalt Banker tool that we've created to do Clients for Life, to have the market reports, and the industry is always changing. Marketing is always changing. So hopefully, not hopefully, I know that the team does everything possible they can to make it convenient for you guys. I will take these concerns back to product though, and hopefully be able to give you guys an update the next time around, or even on a follow-up to the recap. So thank you very much for your time. I hope that everybody has a wonderful day and the rest of their week. And if you need any assistance or are having a hard time getting a hold of your marketing team or FMS, please don't hesitate to reach out. We can always facilitate your needs and get you guys taken care of. So thank you. Have a wonderful day. Hope this was helpful.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.